welcome back to yet another political episode. So today we have a news story here. We have some looking at the Democratic primaries. So both primaries are up and about. But usually, typically lately we've been focused on the GOP primary because they're the ones that they have to get a president in with the mind that, oh, Biden, he's the president, he's probably going to easily be reelected. However, Biden has been not that popular lately. Even with Democrats, 60% of Democrats don't want him to run. We got this centrist Robert F. Kennedy Jr., an anti-vaccine activist. He's launching his campaign against Biden. Who is Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? Well, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., he is the son of Robert F. Kennedy. And we know Robert Kennedy is the brother of John F. Kennedy, the brother of the president, who was assassinated, a U.S. senator from New York, who ran in the 1968 campaign as a Democrat. I'd say it was close to winning the nomination, but he was assassinated. He has won multiple contests in that primary. He was assassinated 1968 at the age of 42 in Los Angeles. And it wasn't until recently we had Ted Kennedy. Ted Kennedy has been in the picture representing Kennedy representing the United States for a pretty long time. So let's take a look at Ted real quick. Ted, as we know, he has lived a pretty long life. He died in 2009. I keep thinking he's alive for some reason. I've heard he's very renowned and popular. He ran against Jimmy Carter in the Democratic primary. He lost by a lot, especially, which was surprising. Once again, being a Kennedy, you'd think, oh, Ted would do pretty well. Well, Ted Kennedy didn't really live the best life, and he remained pretty controversial. And you know, the Southern Democrats, they strongly backed Jimmy Carter in the Democratic primary. So that's part of the reason why he did very well. So, we have new results here. New 2024 Democratic Party candidates. So we talked about we are doing the declared candidates. We have 2 declared candidates. Biden is pending, and we will be doing a video on Biden as soon as possible. But the thing about these two are they're not politicians. No, they don't really know how to play the game. And it seems like Kennedy has launched his campaign a long time ago. Today's the 25th. So once again, he's launched his presidential bid. Kennedy, April 5th, he has announced that the bid was just, I believe, announced yesterday. If you would say, oh, Robert F. Kennedy versus Williamson, I'd say Kennedy would be much more popular. I didn't even know this Robert F. Kennedy guy existed. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., I should say. But, yeah, both from California. So, what if, these are the 2 major candidates? Well, I've checked the polls, and it does predict Biden winning. You'll see, we already got some polls shooting out. Biden, the Suffolk University, predicting Biden winning by a 67% of a margin. Robert Kennedy winning 14%, and Marianne Williamson 5%. Morning Consult predicts Biden winning a 70% of a margin. Robert Kennedy winning 10%, and Marianne Williamson 4%. Biden suddenly liked. Well, Democrats don't really have much of a choice but to reelect their guy. We at And as of right now, Biden's winning by a lot. Why? Oh, I thought he means a very controversial president. That's because we have two non-politicians. This is the first time I'm hearing about this guy, and the first time I heard about. I never knew this woman existed since March 4th is the first time I heard about her. Um, yeah, Biden winning 73% of a margin. So yeah. So I'm gonna get rid of Warren, Buttigieg, Klobuchar, and we're gonna do a scenario this time including Kennedy. So Biden versus Kennedy versus Williamson. So this is a primary. Biden has an advantage against these two. These two are inexperienced. Kennedy is the son of a U.S. senator from New York, and yeah, his uncle. His uncle was the president. So yeah, but he wasn't really a politician. Like you say, oh, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Who was he? And you're just like thinking, okay. You'll say, clicking on him, you'll see he is just an environmental lawyer, an author, an anti-vaccine activist. It's very rare. Like Donald Trump was the very first president to be. He could win because he was well known. It's like having a lawyer named Bill Smith. I don't know. I said Bill, by the way, not Will, but Bill Richard Smith, or just William Smith. I get my Bobs and Bills mixed up. Bill Smith running for president. He's a lawyer and he's an activist. Okay, and he's not like in the U.S. Senate. He's not in the. And you'll be like, oh, it's the very first time I'm hearing about you. So, yeah, Robert F. Kennedy, what's your views anyway? He is a centrist. He is a persistent critic for Bush's environmental and energy policies, so not really much of a Bush fan. And not much of a Biden fan either. Like, he was not a fan of the vaccines. A lot of people weren't. He's a huge climate activist, participated in the 2014 People's Climate March. This is about his criticism. So yeah, we know that he doesn't say much about. I want to see what he thinks about Trump. So yeah, on January 10th, 2017, incoming White House press secretary Sean Spicer confirmed that Kennedy and President-elect Donald Trump met to discuss a position in the Trump administration. Kennedy accepted an offer made by Trump to become the chairman of the Vaccine Safety Task Force. So I guess, yeah, he's working with Trump. He accepted an offer from Trump. A spokeswoman for Trump's transition said that no final decision had been made. In an August 17th interview with Stat News, reporter Helen Branswell, Kennedy said that he had been meeting with the federal public health regulators. Yeah, I'm not going to stop there. But mainly, I think we get the point. I'm going to see moderate, center. So yeah, this guy's definitely a centrist. Um, So yeah, there's his opinions. COVID-19. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Kennedy promoted multiple conspiracy theories related to COVID-19, including false claims about both Anthony Fauci and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation were trying to profit off a vaccine, and suggesting that Bill Gates would cut off access to money of people who did not get vaccinated, allowing them to starve. So yeah, so very anti-vaccine. Aligns with the conspiracies, and a lot of conspiracies are starting to come true now. Like, back in 2020, you're like, ha ha ha, this is so funny, these are just silly conspiracies. Well, some conspiracies are kind of true. So, when it comes to this, Kennedy, I would say, would get more of the moderate liberal vote. Like, who would, like, radical left? Would you think, like, who would get more of, like, the populist? Would they go for Biden? The populists don't like Biden either. I think they go for Williamson. I'd say Williamson is near the left side. Populists would go centrists. Definitely for Kennedy. If you're a centrist and you don't like Biden, and you're like, oh, but then again, if you're a Republican, you want Biden to win the nomination. Why would you want that? Why would you want that? Like, seriously. Because, once again, Biden is, I would say, more incompetent. Once again, not really the best at his job. And Republicans need that. Because Republicans will be like, want people to go, oh, I don't want to go vote for Biden. I'm not going to vote for Biden. And I'm not going to vote. I'm going to vote for this guy. I'm going to vote for Ron DeSantis or Donald Trump. So they're going to go for Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump. Or let's just say Kennedy gets nominated. I doubt he will, but if he gets nominated by the Democratic Party, people are going to be jumping up and down and excited about Kennedy. So they're going to go out and vote for Kennedy. Like, oh, yeah, Biden administration. Wasn't really good. I wasn't a fan of it, but guess what? Biden's gone now. Kennedy, he has a new plan, blah, 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 blah. Let's go for Kennedy. So, yeah, Republicans kind of need to root for Biden at this issue, getting renominated. So if Republicans want to win, they're going to have to get Biden across the finish line for the nomination. So, and as of right now, that's what it's looking like. It's totally looking like we have two non-politicians running in the Democratic primary. We have Biden, a U.S. senator, vice president, the president himself. They're going to have no choice but to re-elect him. Yeah, and that was just the same thing, too, with the Trump thing, too, because Trump had a lot of criticism in the Republican Party. They're like, oh, is Trump going to get renominated? Blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, the Republican Party is way more motivated and has a lot of momentum for Trump. So, yeah, well, there were never-Trumpers like Bill Weld. They're like, oh, Republican Party, probably there's a lot of rhinos that went out for Bill Weld. Well, yeah, there were a lot of rhinos and never-Trumpers that went for Bill Weld, and the other guy, he got 2% of the popular vote. He even got one delegate count. So, yeah, but then again, you see these results here. So, our prediction before we end this video today is still going to be Biden probably winning and taking out every state. Maine, New Hampshire. I'd expect Williamson is just too unknown. I don't think Williamson would win any states. She's not a politician. She's like a president. She's a co-founder of some food company. I have no idea who. No research on her whatsoever. And do I care? No, I don't care. She's not a politician. She is not a not even a state legislator. I don't think she could stand a chance. Um, Delaware, for sure, will go for Biden. Maryland, yeah. I'm going to make this much faster here. This is how you make it much faster. So I don't have to. There we go. Now we don't have to stretch it across. We don't have to. So here is our results. Once again, not really exciting. Obviously, it's not supposed to. This is probably what it's going to look like, and it's always been this way for a president getting renominated. Like Obama, this was the same results in the 2012 Democratic primary. This was the same results in the 2000 Democratic primary. Al Gore won every contest, being the vice president. They had no choice but to nominate him for the presidency. So, yeah, what do you guys think about the Kennedy nomination? Do you think Biden now, the campaign, the Democratic primary is going to get heated up? Like, is it going to be more of a bigger deal than the Republican? Me personally, I think everyone's going to be fixated on the Republican primary. Once again, we have the running of Donald Trump. And this is a bigger deal because if Donald Trump wins the nomination, he becomes the very first candidate to successfully run to this would be actually the very first rematch since 1956 between Dwight Eisenhower and Adlai Stevenson. And Trump would be the very first president to get nominated after serving his presidential term since Grover Cleveland. So that would make a history, 2024, one of the most historic races. So, yeah, that Republican primary, a lot of people are even the liberal media and liberal Democratic Party are looking at that primary because that's going to determine how the race is going to run. Same thing with the Democratic Party. Yeah, not that much exciting candidates. You'll have Biden, who's not really popular. You got Kennedy. Never heard of him before. Williamson, never in a million years heard about you. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching this political episode. I'll see you all in the next political episode. We have to hear about Biden's bid for the presidency.